Terminator: Dark Fate director Tim Miller shares his thoughts on the movie's failure and touches specifically on viewers' feelings about John Connor's shocking death. Released in 2019, the sixth installment in the long-running Terminator franchise wasn't universally loved. The film, which features the return of original stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton, was also box office disappointment, grossing $261 million worldwide and stalling the franchise. Terminator: Dark Fate's opening scene, which features a T-800 gunning down a young John, was a point of particular contention. 5 years after Terminator: Dark Fate's poor debut, Miller, in an interview with Variety, reflects on the divisive film. Miller defends both himself and the film, arguing that many of the movie's controversial elements weren't actually his idea. Regarding John's death scene, Miller confirms that this was franchise producer and original movie director James Cameron's idea, but also that he doesn't think it was the wrong decision. Check out Miller's comment below. Nobody sets out to disregard someone's closely held childhood dreams. It's no cause for vitriol. A lot of people didn't like Terminator: Dark Fate for reasons I had nothing to do with. 1. Because it was the sixth film, and another because we killed John Connor at the start, but if Jim Cameron wants that to happen, which I agree with by the way, then that's what you do. Terminator: Dark Fate's reviews aren't actually that negative overall, especially compared to those for Terminator Salvation, 2009, and Terminator Genisys, 2015. Still, though, killing John was divisive because that character had been a focal point of all previous films. The sixth film's opening sequence is set only 3 years after Terminator 2, Judgment Day, 1991, one of the franchise's most beloved installments, and it was argued that killing John ultimately took away from the character's journey in the acclaimed sequel. Many people involved in Terminator: Dark Fate have been fairly open about their thoughts on the movie. Both Miller and Cameron have shared that there were a number of creative disagreements during the making of the project, but that Cameron ultimately won out, as he had final cut. Miller, for his part, told THR that he wouldn't work with Cameron again because he wouldn't want to sacrifice that much control on a movie. Cameron, on the other hand, admitted to making some mistakes with Terminator: Dark Fate, particularly including both Hamilton and Schwarzenegger. On paper, it's not hard to see why Cameron pushed to kill John in Terminator: Dark Fate's opening. Both of the previous installments were not well received, and killing John is an effective way to put the franchise on a drastically different path very quickly, and it also informs Sarah Connor's attitude and emotional journey throughout the film. That being said, the rest of the movie ultimately lets this decision down. Terminator: Dark Fate failed in part because younger audiences weren't interested in seeing the sixth installment in a franchise starring 2 actors in their 60s and 70s. The movie, as a whole, also doesn't really recapture the magic of earlier installments or feel entirely fresh, leaving it in this awkward middle ground. Cameron has teased that whatever comes next for the franchise after Terminator: Dark Fate will be an entirely new chapter, and this certainly sounds like the best path forward.